All right. It is Thursday, December 26th. It means the day after Christmas. It's your low impact day. And my little Thursday rant today is going to be about the fact that we don't need to punish ourselves after going off track or off diet or missing training, right? It is a common sentiment. It's becoming less so, but it used to be a really common sentiment that you had to like earn your calories. And there's truth in that, right? But I spent a lot of time myself where I'd eat a ton on Christmas or I'd just like go really off track. And then I'd come in the next day and be like, gotta burn it all off, like gotta get it out, gotta punish myself. And it's fine to do a big workout or get sweaty or desire to get back in the gym. There is no issue in that, right? This is just a reminder that you don't have to punish yourself for enjoying yourself, especially when you train as much as you do. Whether you're following FLAGSHIP or 60, you're training a whole lot more than the average population. And you guys can go look at WOD Science on Instagram. They just posted about, can you out-train a bad diet? And the conclusion was essentially yes in the short term, no in the long term. So in the short term, overfeeding, right, eating more calories than your body needs, doesn't have much of an effect on your actual body composition over the course of a week or even say a couple of weeks if you're still training, right? If you're still training and you're coming in, you've hit something intense and you hit something intense yesterday, and like most of the days this week, you've done a relatively intense workout, even if it wasn't the full FLAGSHIP program or 60 program, you have maintained your gains, your output, your composition, even with some overfeeding. So short-term overfeeding, not a huge issue, right? So if you ate a bunch yesterday, not that big of a deal. Also, what tends to happen is we're super strict and then we have this opportunity to kind of go all out on Christmas or whatever the holiday is, and we go all out and we eat all this food, and it's actually not that much more, right? If we're looking to lose weight and the general rule is we've got to be 3,500 calories in a deficit across the course of the week, right? So that works out to be about 500 calories a day for most people. Some it takes more, some it takes less, depends on how long you've been doing it. But that is the general rule. 3,500 calories to lose a pound. There's a lot of nuance. There's a lot of other stuff that is going on. But just for the sake of this conversation, that's where you kind of need to be to lose weight over the course of a week. If you are 1,000 calories or 2,000 calories over on Christmas Day, you're still not within the range to have changed your body composition. You might feel a little worse because you ate foods that weren't normal. You might have drank more, so you feel worse. You might wake up and feel watery and bloated and gross. And it may feel like, man, I lost all my progress, right? You just have like that gross kind of next day. But the reality is you didn't eat enough to actually trigger a true change in body composition. You just kind of feel shitty the next day. The same as a bad night of sleep. Like one bad night of sleep, it's not going to ruin your whole week. It's not going to ruin your month of progress. It's not going to stop you in your tracks. And the same is true with food. Now, if we did it every single day, yeah, well, that would be a different story, but it's not the norm for most of us. And even if you overate a little bit, and even if you overate by those 3,500 calories across the whole week, you might gain a pound. You might not, because you're still training pretty hard, right? And utilizing some of those calories. And this short-term kind of uptick in calories often gives you more energy for training, and then your training is a little bit more intense, and it kind of offsets, right? It's just not that big of a deal in the short term. Do it all the time, different. But in this short term, not a huge deal. So when you're going into today, don't look at it and be like, I need to do a 90-minute zone 2. Go in and do what you have time for. Have a nice session. Get a good sweat. Follow the program as you normally would, or miss it. Not a huge deal. And know that that food you ate, not going to ruin your gains, not going to affect you in the long term. You just have this short term kind of feeling of, I don't feel the best, right? So just know that when you're looking at today's training, and choose either your 60-minute zone 2 or 40-minute zone 2, or your swim, but not both. And if you have some more time with your family, enjoy it, because that stuff is fleeting and we don't always get that time back. I'll see you guys tomorrow.